All right, today we got the Engine Pro 2. This is a folding fat tire bike that does it all. We're going to do a walk around. We're going to take it out on the street. We're going to show you everything that this thing can do. We actually have quite a bit of experience with this sort of bike. In fact, with the predecessor of this bike, actually. And I got to tell you, we've looked at a lot of bikes, and we've been really happy with this one. My kids liked it. I liked it. It's got a ton of great features. I was trying to think of something where the negative is, and other than my predisposition against your basic folding bike, honestly, there's not a lot here that I don't like. It really does, kind of fill all the little niches that you might be looking for. And you see, here's a fun little ride around downtown Livingston, Montana. Tourist season in full effect here, everyone out with their dogs and whatnot. But you know what? Let's talk about this. Front full suspension is a full suspension. We got a front suspension, pretty common. Rear suspension, not so common. That's going to give you that super smooth ride. Now watch this as we hit this dip here. The bike moves. Camera didn't move at all right? And that's the same way you're going to feel this as you're riding. It's really going to remove a lot of those dips and bumps. A comfortable seat doesn't hurt. There's also springs under that seat. And you know what? A nice included rear rack is great when Dad sends you downtown to grab a burger from the office over there. And here you can see, this is my daughter riding right now. And she heads on downtown. And of course, she always manages to find the people with the dogs because she's a dog person. But, that's a great thing, especially when you're in a small town. And I'm kind of prejudiced towards having an e-bike in a small town. But anyway, good heads-up display there. Good color. I love the grips, all right? That flat part there really lets you put your weight on it, lean up, be comfortable. Good safety equipment, front light, rear light. That's nice. It's actual brake light. We got the Shimano 8-speed shifter there for easy, smooth control when you're pedaling. A 52-volt, 16-amp-hour lithium battery enclosed. And yeah, it does fold. Now, you do have to fold it to get to the battery, which can be kind of a pain, but also keeps the battery out of the weather and stuff like that. One thing I'm not a fan, pedals, folding pedals. They're small, they're rickety. The first thing we do if we keep a folding bike is we replace the pedals. They're not expensive. For like $30 you can get a set like this in any color of your choice. The decent pedals don't cost a ton of money, and they're much better than the folding ones. I highly recommend replacing those. Then also, of course, the fat tire. Everyone wants a fat tire bike these days. Why? Excellent grip, excellent traction, and besides looking good, they're more comfortable to ride. That's just a fact of life. So whether you're riding around town, commuting to work, down at the beach or whatnot, that's a good bike. All right, let's be honest. It looks great. It's got a ton of features. It checks all the boxes, but will it hold up? Will it last? Is it worth the money? Well, here's what I can say about will it last. They actually sent us the original version of this about two and a half years ago, and we put it in our long-term test fleet. And by that I mean my 3 kids, and we're in Montana, so it's not like super nice weather all the time. We get spring is torrential rains. Summer, it's 105 degrees outside right now. It's dry and dusty. We uphill, downhill. Went down to Yellowstone with it, up through the crazy mountains with it, on-road, off-road, all over town. And then winters, 100, or not 100, but what did we hit? We hit negative 40, I think, last year. It gets cold, and there's snow. And this thing handled it all. And this is the new version, and all I can tell you is it's the same thing, but more somehow. It just has more presence. It's beefier. It's stronger. And I gotta say, they're not one of the biggest name companies out there, but I like what they're putting out there. I think it looks pretty cool, and it definitely seems to hold up, at least for us. Now the question is it worth the money? How much does something like this cost? Well, if you're looking at that, we got the. This is it. This is, again, let me scroll up here. This is the Engine Pro 2. Now, it says 1,200 peak. I think I kind of mentioned it before. That's like tool power here, okay? When they say it's really 18 volt, but it's 20 volt max. So you're looking at 1,000 watts is what I think it normally is. But that's top of the spectrum. Many municipalities have banned anything over 1,000 watts. And the federal regulations, it is you can go up to 20 miles an hour with throttle, and you can go up to was it 27, I think, with pedal assist. Now, which means that all these, even a 500 watt, will still probably get you there. What it won't do is it won't get you there fast, and it will really have problems on hills. That's where that 1,000 watt, 1,200 watt is really going to kick in. When it hits a hill, it's not going to pause the same way one of those lower power bikes are. It's not going to, hiccup and be like, I don't know if I want to do this. And the other thing is, let's be honest, you're out there dodging cars in traffic. Having that ability to hit the throttle and be like, boom, I'm gone, is as a safety function, as far as I'm concerned, lets you get out of the way. My son just had an incident the other day with some crazy dude who ran a stop sign and almost hit him, and he was able, not on this bike, but on a different bike, he was able to hit the throttle and get out of that intersection before the guy who probably should have his license taken away. He's getting on to that point in life. He almost hit me twice in town, and I'm in a giant 3,500 Ram truck. So anyway, again, I look at it as a safety feature, being able to get out of the way. Now here, let's take a look at the bike again some more. So you're looking at normally $1,400, on sale right now for $1,300. There's a coupon code if you order any of the accessories. They got some cool accessories. There was also 2% off for new customers. New customer 2, you can copy and paste. I don't know if that's on all bikes or just those, but I think it is. So that's going to tag in, it's going to save you a few more bucks. This bike comes in space black, midnight blue, mountain green. Let me show you the blue. And there's the green. For me, I guess the black is basic black's where it's at. Some of the upgrades you can get, the trunk bag, the phone holder, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, and as far as the specs, I should probably go through those real quick with you. Max speed, 20 mile an hour. Pedal assist, 28. That's what I was talking about. Mileage, max mileage, 30 miles or 48 kilometer throttle mode, and 68 miles with pedal assist. And here's what I'm going to say about that. They all exaggerate to some level. That's actually a fairly modest exaggeration. The way you're going to get that is by pumping up those fat tires to their max pressure. That's going to give you the hardest roll, take away some of the comfort, but it's going to get you the better mileage. If you put it on super soft, flat, that's going to eat up some of your mileage. So, your mileage may vary, as they like to say. Let's see some of the other specs on this. The brakes, hydraulic 160 millimeter brakes, Shimano Altus 8-speed. Charging time about 6.5 hours. I'd say that's fairly accurate. Bike weight is 70 pounds. Now, typically, one of these e-bikes is going to weigh in the 50 to 70. So this is on the heavier side, and that's because it's a folding bike. They have to make the frame more robust to allow for the fold, which again adds weight. They're all aluminum, but at the end of the day, you got to make up for that with mass. So one way or the other, you're going to add to that structure. The bike, let's see here, the max load, 330 pounds. Rider height is between 5'4" and 6'2". Now, my oldest son he's 6'3". He didn't seem to have a problem with it, so he was doing fine. Again, would I recommend this bike? Here's what I'm going to say and what I always say about folding bikes. This is probably let me back up. This is probably the best or one of the best folding bikes I've ever ridden, certainly the best I've seen at the price. I'm not a fan of folding bikes. I think the handlebars are too narrow, and they do that to make them fold and make them smaller. I don't like the pedals, which I said I would swap out. And honestly, I drive a big truck. I don't need a folding bike. I can just put it in the bed. If you don't need it to fold, I would not recommend buying a folding bike. However, I could see people making exceptions for this, considering everything you get. Full suspension, fat tire, 8-speed Altus Shimano, the high-capacity battery. As I said before, it ticks a lot of boxes. So I can definitely see somebody going, well, I don't really need it to fold, but at that deal, I might get it. So, and it is more compact. If you live in an apartment, even if you're not going to fold it and put it in your car, you can fold it and put it in a corner, or even don't fold it. It's still a little bit shorter, a little bit smaller. You can make the handlebars fold down, take up less space. There are places. It's like we talk about everything else on the channel. Every job, there's a tool for every job and a job for every tool. The question is, do you have the right tool for the right job? And you have to determine, is this the right fit for you? Because I can't tell you that. I'm not you. I'm not in the same situation. For me, big truck, I got bike racks. I can, I even have the mini motorcycle kind of rack where I can put stuff on the back and on the front of my truck. I don't need a folding bike. But for you, it might be a necessity. And I guess, gotta be honest, at the price, you're getting a lot. And again, the company, from what we've seen, has held up really well to the trials and tribulations that is my family and where we live. Anyway, let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments down below. There's links as always. Anyway, you all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.